Hey, this is Prometheus giving you another scheme breakdown and ebook out of the Tennessee Titans playbook. I was referred by one of my subscribers, 1337 Benny Voom. He recommended I take a look at this playbook, and boy, this is a phenomenal playbook. There's a lot of great schemes and sets and plays in here, so this is worth taking a look at. I decided to break down 3 different formations, starting with the single back ace wing, then the weak close, and then I'm going to close out with the gun wide trips halfback weak. And so you can see how it works against a live opponent. I'm going to show you a live ranked online game so you can see how that works. So let's go ahead and break down this part right here. Alright, so in this breakdown of the gun wide trips halfback weak, what I like to do with this particular formation is I want to go ahead and put get some good blocking off the edge. So what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and flip this play where I have a tight end wide out. Now what's a good thing about this is that this is going to give you 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and your running back. And when you have 2 tight ends, it's going to give your opponent the same look that they're thinking when they think of the single back. So this is a nice complement to the single back offense. Now the plays we're going to take a look at is my base play is going to be the shovel option. That's going to be my base running play, and I've got a complement of a halfback inside zone is my base play. And also another play that I can call as a base play would be the wide receiver screen. The only thing with this screen is that you're going to have to commit to it or actually get out of it fairly quickly. And another base play that you can select is the fade wide corner. With the shovel play, basically the look is going to be the following. I'm going to be running to the outside. I'm going to basically run across that yard line marker of 35 and just run diagonally towards the sideline. My options are going to be the following. I'm going to go ahead and either kick the ball out in a lateral to Sankey, which is my running back, or I'm going to go ahead and shovel it up to Stevens. Now I do so to Sankey by hitting my left bumper button. To Stevens, I'm going to hit my right bumper button. The key to this play is not to hit the turbo until necessary, and you want to wait for the defender to either crash down on the quarterback and pitch the ball, or crash down on the running back and you can take the ball up. And right there I was able to go ahead and pitch the ball up. Steven gets some tough yards for me, but let's do the replay real quick. So you can see I'm on the quarterback here, and right now the defender's actually down on the running back and then takes a bead onto the quarterback. So the only person that's going to be open is going to be that shovel pass to Stevens, and he's able to go ahead and pick up a good 5 yards for me right there on that play. I got 2 defenders off the edge, so we're going to go run to the sideline. And then I got the pitch to the outside, and because I've got a tight end, I'm actually going to get a pancake like that. 2 defenders, and I've got the pitch, and look at the pancake block right there, able to go ahead and take the distance with this play. Alright, so the next play we're going to take a look at is going to be the wide receiver screen. I don't want you, there's actually a play action wide receiver screen. You don't want to do that because with the wide receiver you get a third blocker over there to actually take out your defender, so that's the play you want to go with, the wide receiver screen. So pretty much this play, you can just get rid of the ball immediately, and you should have very good blocking against your opponent to pick up some fairly easy yards. So this is a nice play to go ahead and sprinkle in your scheme to go ahead and try to take away just give him something underneath that he has to defend. And if your opponent uses a lot of zone coverage, that's when you're really going to blow him up with this play. Now the next play we're going to take a look at is going to be the fade wide corners, and I like this play primarily because it gives me fairly fast reads against my opponent. Now I'm really going to be looking at 2 players. I'm going to be looking at Kendall Wright and Stevens. See if it's a man coverage or if it's some kind of a zone. If it's zone, Stevens is just going to get into an area of the field that he actually cannot get defended, and he should be able to pick up monster yards with about 15 yards either on the corner route or just up the seam on the streak before he hits his corner angle. Then if it's man coverage, Wright should be able to get an easy break to the outside and actually be able to go ahead and get an inside release to be able to hit him across the middle. And the way that Walker and Sankey have been lined up, actually they're perfect for blocking for him. So let's just go ahead and run this play. This is actually in zone coverage. As you can see, the C just parts right there for Stevens. back to this play again, and now it's man coverage. And as you can see right there, if I just wait for the play to develop, I can go ahead and hit that for easy check down yardage. And once again, it is zone coverage, and because of those levels concepts, it just pulls defenders down to defend against that. So this is a great play to go ahead and just figure into your scheme. Is just a way to attack your opponent on the right side. Now the base run audible is the inside zone, and this is probably one of the most commonly used running plays in the game. Very easy to go ahead and run this play against pretty much every kind of defenses, especially if your opponent is doing things to try to defend against outside runs such as that option toss or any kind of like a flanker screen, but the very, very effective run to go ahead and audible into. Now the first passing audible we're going to take a look at is going to be the Y stick halfback angle, and I'm going to make two adjustments. I'm going to take my tight end, I'm going to put him on a deep comeback route, primarily because he gets up deep, and if I get one-on-one coverage, I've got a person to check down to. And also I'm going to go ahead and take my wide receiver, which actually is in flat. I'm going to go ahead and put him on a drag route, because then it gives me a high-low concept over to the left-hand side. Reed is going to be off to the left-hand side. I'm going to be watching Sankey from the very beginning just to see what happens to the defender that should be aligned on Sankey. So if I've got a defender aligned on Sankey, he should, that defender right there with the white line, I want to see what he does, if he floats back in zone, or if it's man coverage. If it's man coverage, then I can go ahead and check up to my tight end, or I can go ahead and wait for right to actually go ahead and beat his man across the middle. So let's just go ahead and see what happens. Looks like it's zone, and then I can go ahead and hit the running back for an easy 5 or 6 yard completion underneath. Once again, same look, and this time I can check down with the drag route, and if I would have got a good block, I could have turned it up for more yards. Now if I get single coverage, I've got that deep comeback route that I can pick up some pretty monster yards against my opponent with. And if I get single coverage up top, I can always go ahead and take a shot up top with my defender and get an aggressive guess for a touchdown. Now the next audible we're going to look at is going to be 4 verticals, and this is going to be basically an empty backfield. I'm going to go ahead and make sure my running back goes out into coverage. I'm going to make the following adjustments. First, I'm going to go ahead and take it in. I'm going to put him in a flat route. That's going to be my first read, especially in a second down situation or first down second situation, because I can turn that up for an easy 5 yard completion if it's naked. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Walker and put him on an in route. He just goes up the field and comes in. My progressions are going to be the following. We'll look at Stevens first to see if I can take the flat. Then I'm going to go ahead and look at White, because if a defender actually comes down and takes away Stevens, right should be wide open in the seam. If there's a defender in the area against right, then Sankey should be open in any kind of man coverage. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. It is man coverage, and as you can see right here, because of the way that route's designed with the running back, he gets wide open. Good look at the tight end right away, and as you can see, I can check down right there. I was able to pick up a good 12 yards on a flat route. Gonna look to the flat, and if the flat isn't open, I've got that seam route where I can actually go ahead and really abuse my opponent over the middle. Alright, so the final play we're going to look at is play action read, and the only adjustment I'm going to do is I'm going to take my running back and put him on a wheel route, primarily because this is going to be attacking the left side of the field against my opponent. So if I see a stacked defense like this right now where I've got defenders on the right hand side, I'm going to go ahead and switch into this play and put my running back on a wheel route, and he's going to be my first read. I'm going to go ahead and look to see if any defender comes in the area against the running back. If it is man coverage, then I've got the deep out, which should pick up a good 15 yards, and I've also got Stevens going over the middle. So let's go ahead and see if a defender comes in the area. It is man coverage, and Stevens was the easy read right there to pick up an easy 15 yards. Got another rolling safety coming down. Got 2 defenders in the area, but no one comes out of the wheel and able to pick up a good 10 yards and some blockers to pick up a couple more. Now you got press coverage right here. It might be some kind of a cover 2, and it is. And I've got the deep out route because the defender can't choose who he wants to go and defend against. And I've got this deep in route that I can pick up some pretty good yards against any kind of man coverage. This concludes this part of the Tennessee Titans playbook ebook scheme. You can access the other parts of the scheme by clicking on the icon, starting with the very top, the single back ace wing, and you can click on the icon for the weak close to go ahead and see that, and then the gun wide trips halfback weak. And if you want to see live game play against a real life opponent, go ahead and simply click on the image of the gameplay. Once again, to all my subscribers, thank you for your support. And until next time.